Rafael and David, congratulations on the new season.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
I heard that you two were friends before writing the film, and I'd love to hear a little bit of the backstory of how that first came about and led to the series.
We came up making rap music together. We always wanted to make a movie. Jess slid into Rafa's DMs one day. Jess and Keith Cowder of Snoot, who are producing partners still for the TV show. They asked if he wanted to write a movie. He said only with my friend Diggs. We spent 10 years trying to learn how to write a movie under their tutelage. We wrote it, we shot it, and then inexplicably, uh, Lionsgate approached us and asked if we wanted to spin it off into a TV show, which is not really what you should do with indie films, but we did it anyway. And Stars was foolish enough to jump on board. And here we are in the second season of a highly improbable.
So, Raphael, talk a little bit about being kind of what you want to portray in the series, with taking off from the movie and into the series, about like what you wanted to portray about this world that maybe is not represented as much and on screen as you'd like it to be.
Oh, I mean, one, I think we're just trying to make a good TV show, and we obviously consume a lot of television, and we're coming from the film world, and so it felt like a fun challenge to think about. I know it's strange to think of 30 minute as short form, but it is short form compared to a feature. And I think we wanted to see if it was possible to take the world of the movie but spin it off to a different story. And there's some overlap, but it's sort of self-contained in that way. And then I think in order to make it sort of creatively interesting for us, it was about like, oh, if we're going to be in the world more, then we should allow ourselves more of the magical realism conventions and see if we can make them play in this world. So, for us, the great thing about television is because it's like short form over a longer period, there's a lot more of an opportunity for these kind of like individual focal points, and for us to have these moments just sort of pepper dance throughout the show and talk about how movement expresses the things that you can't articulate through language, or the way that heightened language will help us compress and use metaphor to articulate a feeling in a way that would otherwise take an essay or a novel to capture. And then the movie really focused on police violence, especially on Black and brown people and on Black and brown neighborhoods. And so another chapter of that kind of violence is the prison industrial complex. And so I think the show is really about how does this affect, communities that are predominantly communities of color, that are economically strained communities, and the way that impacts children and mothers and wives and the extended family of somebody that goes to prison. And so some of that is dealing with the repercussions of Colin's incarceration in the movie. Some of it is dealing with the immediate repercussions of Miles being put in prison and the impact that it has on his son and on his partner who becomes his wife in the first season. And so I think the hope was to be able to tell that small story well and clean enough where we could make it super fucking funny, so that people would want to watch it. And then periodically gut punch everyone to remind them that this is not a fantasy, but this is the reality of millions of Americans, millions of Americans. There's 2 million people, over 2 million people in the system. There's 5 million people affected by the whole prison industrial complex. The amount of families is like unquantifiable. It's so many people that have to engage with this system in some way. And so I think to make a place where we can kind of laugh about it, but also ground it a little bit more and make it real for people was the goal of the show.
Yeah. So for both of you, is there a scene this season that meant the most to you, that affected you the most?
Wow. It's a good question. That I've not thought of it as for this. This is good. I don't know. You got one, Gash?
The last 30 seconds of the Western
Yeah.
is one of the best things we've done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think
There's a um uh totally silent moment in episode 3 that I'm pretty in love with. Um,
occupied by the
yeah,
through the
with
fence.
yeah, Ashley and Tina, a new character standing outside during the family visitation. That I think is pretty great. Also, all of episode 7 is a really like deep cut inside joke for essentially just my family and friends.
Yeah, it's really just about Diggs's family.
Yeah, that tradition, that meat fest is a real thing, but you would only know if you had ever been to one. So
Well, the big verse in 8, stupid.
best we've done with that. That
Yeah,
was, yeah. Been trying
yeah,
to hit that bullseye for a long time.
really hard at that. Yeah,
Right.
gives the end of season 1 a run for its money. It's at least as good. I'm not sure if it's the end of season 1 I love, but
I
yeah,
think this better. I think this one's better. I love it too. I think this one's better. This one's crazy.
it's crazier for sure. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Raphael and David, thank you so much.
What's this on this plate behind you? It's a monkey.
No, it's a drum head.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But what's on it?
It's from Open Air Stereo, the band.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Right.
Yeah, there's symbolism.
Yeah, man.
Okay, congratulations on season 2.
Right on. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you.
Take care.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.